Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Deadly Spark and welcome back to Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. Now today we are doing something a little bit fun, uh, probably what I'm going to call a catapultastrophe. 50,000 versus 50,000 catapults. I did try 100,000 versus 100,000, but the screen kept loading in black and would not load it properly. That's probably my system's incapability of trying to figure shit out. But we've got something working and we are going to see how this goes and see how much of a catastrophe this is going to be, uh, and how many rocks are going to be flying at the same time. This will probably be relatively quick because catapults seem to pop the instant they're hit by something, and I'm pretty sure another catapult will do that even faster. So, without further ado, let's begin and watch the catapults shimmy their way over to each other to wipe them out. Oh, look, they're already splitting at the back like they always do. Let's get to ground level, and we'll see where they start firing their first shots. And this is a hell of a map. There are so many. 50,000 doesn't look like much when it's troops, but boy, does it look like a hell of a lot more when it's catapults. Oh, here they go. And they're off! Look at them go! Oh, their accuracy is already showing to be terrible. They are starting to pop though. Their rocks are gonna block out the sky. Why are they pushing so far ahead? Look at them go. You're gonna be setting up firing squads. Oh, this is lovely. Look at them go. Oh, this actually might take longer than I thought, but I love the visual of this. I'm thinking about doing it with tanks. Look at them just spread far and wide. And they usually pop a lot quicker. I'm surprised at how long it's taking for them to really eat away at each other's sides. But at least it's interesting. Seeing how I mean it's a lot more interesting at least than melee walls. Range walls are always fascinating, especially when it comes to rocks. I was thinking about doing something like this, but with like an auto catapult versus heaps of regular catapults. But I didn't think that that was going to be a very good battle because I thought the auto catapult might absolutely wipe the floor. Look at him go. Shunk, 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 shunk. Phew. Look at him freaking go. I mean, they also fire in shotgun blasts. Look at them. They're in like... They're back here. They're in lines. Why? They just stopped. It's almost like they're an army that's lining up, ready to go. It's not working out well for them. In fact, I mean, there's a complete breakup in strategy from one side. This side feels like it looks like an absolute wave. Fascinating. It's like two vastly different strategies playing out, and I don't think that's I don't think that's deliberate. I think they're just stuck over here for whatever reason. The navigation seems to have gone all wonky. That's all I can say for certain. But it's trying. At least these ones are actually firing shots. The ones back here are not. Oh no, some of them are. Okay, so it makes sense why these ones are stuck then. Because they're waiting behind something that can actually fire. But they're not doing what this side's doing. And just lining themselves up. And they're not able to push any closer, so their full capabilities isn't exactly being realized. I mean, here's interesting. Like, different shit's happening here. Some of them are actually pushing forwards. This side, I think, is losing. Look at all these boxes on the floor that represent one catapult. All their parts just go zoomp, and pack up into one neat little box. Yeah, this side looks like it's getting vaporized in comparison. How's this side looking? Looks barely even scratched. Wow. This side's getting demolished. Holy shit. Whatever's happening, that side has a massive advantage. And I don't know why. The whole way too. There's just box after box piled up. Is it really because of the angle? But they're catapults. Surely they fly over and... Wow. It's such a different balance and layout of the entire battle. That this side is fighting with impunity on this side that just has no strength. It doesn't help that their AI is whack, but you know. It's absolutely wild. It definitely is a catapultastrophe though. I mean, this whole side is a catapultastrophe. This side actually looks like it's good. But the whole side isn't imbalanced like to high ground and low ground. It's the whole thing is relatively even across the whole scope. Fascinating. I mean, like, there are a bunch dying over here, but it just doesn't seem like they're taking the same casualties. It's not even close. I don't think it will be close at all. It's just... And I mean, the only other thing I can think of is that they're just not... The boxes are just not appearing much on this side. Like, there's a limitation on how much they're showing on this side compared to this side, but I don't know why that would be. I mean, it almost seems like this whole side is more accurate. Or, I mean, is it a me flying over thing as well? Because now that I'm here, there seems like there's a lot more death happening on this side. And not that side. Look, yeah, it looks like there's a... All of a sudden, it looks like there's a lot more boxes on this side. I'll be back. Hi, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had an important call that I had to attend to, but it seems that for whatever reason during the time I was paused, uh, the catapults on this side have somewhat sorted them out. That or they have pushed various mounts in. Things have happened. That the section while it was paused will be playing, so you can at least see what happened in that section. As you can see, there are a lot more boxes here where we're watching on this side, but I don't think, I mean, in comparison, it's like half the amount. Like, this side is twice as effective as that side, or this side's half as effective, whichever way you want to look at it. But I mean, maybe these are just pushing over and covering like all that they've lost, but it's still hard to. I mean, you look at it from up here, you can see like all the squares on each side, and it's nothing. It's nothing on this side. So, in a bizarre twist of fate, 50,000 versus 50,000 was a completely uneven battle. uh, maybe due to terrain, probably because of the high ground here, but I'm not sure about over here because the ground is level, and in fact some places on this side have the high ground, and over here this side definitely has more of a high ground than that side, but it just seems like, I mean, oh, look at this, like, all this must have happened while I was paused, but, I mean, it's a entirely different battle. I mean, to me, it looks like less catapults defeat more catapults. Because, I mean, there's quite a bit of death here, but over here there's nothing. And over here, it's just carnage. I, I can't comprehend it. It seems like this side has twice the health. And I'm floored by how effective this side is compared to that side. It's interesting to say the least. And we're still not really close to the conclusion. I mean, maybe they're just not showing up on this side because apparently this side is winning. There's just no carnage on this side, unless there's just not many on this side. But I mean, look at this. Absolute carnage. On this side, none. Maybe they're just not maybe I've just been seeing this wrong. Maybe there's just no visual death on this side in comparison to the other side. Maybe it's just disappearing. I mean, I could check the numbers. You know what? Yeah, we'll check. We'll consult the numbers. The numbers are fairly fucking balanced. How about that? I mean, visually this side's getting destroyed. But it's, I mean, one side is definitely ahead of the other side, but why? I've been heavily confused by how it looks. Unless there's, for whatever reason, the bodies of one side is appearing on the other side. But it looks like this side's winning, and that side might very well be winning. But, I mean, evidence suggests by this corner, I mean, it's losing and winning at the same time. Somehow they won the battle, but they're not winning the war on this side. It's just a different game. I don't know, is my conclusion. Holy smokes. This side certainly fucking changed. What happened? I looked away for 2 seconds. This side went from being surrounded to being the surroundees. Surrounders. Yes, that one. They went from the surroundees to the surrounders. And, I mean, that side too. That side went from the surroundies to the surrounders, but the other way around. This battle, for as uneven as it looked, it's actually pretty fucking even. um, wow. I'm constantly surprised, fascinated, and blown away by the outcome of how this battle's going. Uh, that side, this side went from surrounding that side up that end, and now it's reversed, and the opposite happening to this side. Though it now looks like this side's absolutely crushing it, and I don't know why. They look like they're winning now, and it's just, it's happened out of nowhere, where this side just looks like they're dominating the competition. I'm confused, unsure about how this battle's going. I mean, this side's winning over here and looks like it's dominating, so it still could be a dead heat, but looking at the patterns of death, it really seems like that side's being demolished. Huh. Well, actually, look, I'm trying to, like, look at it. They're just being popped in the... They're just popping in the distance and not dropping anything on this side. Maybe on that side that's not happening? Yeah. Huh. Okay, so I think I figured it out. Looking at the enemies on the right side from this camera point, the enemies on the right are just popping out of existence when they're being hit. So they're obviously not dropping something. But if you look on the left side to when an enemy dies in the distance, they're still exploding into pieces. And that's where all the missing ones are on this right hand side. Is that this side, they're only popping into blocks when we're close to them. And on this side, they're always popping into blocks. So both sides should be looking like this, but they're not. Interesting. Well, I think we've solved the problem. I mean, it still looks like half the amount's dying on this side when it's actually a dead heat. Oh, wow. I'm glad we figured out that mystery, because I was confused and thought well, hate to use the pun again, but a catapultastrophe going on where one side was weirdly stronger than the other side for no reason. Where in fact, it seems like the side that I thought was the weakest is the side that's winning. But they're also the glitchiest side. So, there's that. And it's just catapults doing their thing. Still looks like they're upholding the same rate of fire. Look at all the death on this side. This is a scene. Look at that. This side's pushing. Look at them go. Madmen. Or sentient catapults, whatever they want to be called. Just absolute scenes. Oh, I love this game. As you do whatever the fuck you want. And it almost always produces a result that's satisfying. I mean, I don't know if this is satisfying viewing, because it's the same thing, but watching big rocks destroy things that throw other big rocks at the things that they're being destroyed by at a constant rate is fun in its own way. Let's see if we can catch one and follow it. Oh, no. Whee. Oh, it disappeared. I went too close to it. Whee. There's too many. Oh, there's one. Hey, I think that one hit its target. They're all missing. Wow. I don't know if it sounds like, oh, my voice is a bit funny today. I don't know if it sounds like genuine or not, but I think it's really fascinating the way fights like these develop. I mean, this side looks like it's winning when it looks like it's the glitchiest side, because half their catapults are just stopped. It's like they're forming strategic offensive lines, waiting for the other enemies to move into their range. Whereas this side is been on constant push the whole time. Like, it really is like these guys are on guard, or whatever. That they only go forward when other enemies are in their range. And I don't know why that would be. The hell is this? Huh. Is that like the center of the map or something? Don't know. But it looks like this side's got strategic lines. Like they're waiting for the enemy to go closer to them. And this side's just pushing, like an advanced push. But unless the AI has been upgraded since the last time I checked, I don't think the AI can choose how it fights. It usually just follows a path. But it just looks as if this side has chosen a way to fight, and this side has chosen a way to fight, and it's benefiting them in different ways. I mean, I thought this side was losing, but they look like they're winning. But I don't know if that's just because of the way they're laid out that makes it look like there's more. Or vice versa, that if it's the way they're laid out here that makes it look like there's less. I mean, here they're just lined up waiting, with a couple of stragglers going in to almost like they're drawing them in closer. These ones draw them in, then the line attacks. It's like almost smart strategy. Look at them fanning out. Interesting. Completely different how these ones are moving too. It's like these ones are moving out to form the next line. Look at them. They're forming the next line over here as they move. And these ones are moving the way the AI normally moves, which is it spreads itself out to attack to move across the widest area possible to try and flank. This side's not doing that. Look at it, forming its lines again. Exactly the same. This side's just a mass. It's a globule of catapults. Look, they got two fronts now. Front number one, if they get through that, there's a second line. It looks strategic, and I can't believe it. And the landscape of the battle's completely changed. They went from fighting east to west to north to south. It's wild. I'll never get over how this battle has worked itself out to be so drastically different. I mean, it's almost as if one side is advanced AI and the other side's basic AI. That's what it looks like. But all I can think of is this is just a glitch and that's why they're stuck in place. I'm pretty sure that's all it is. But they've won because the glitch has benefited them strategically. I mean, I don't know if this battle will change in any way, but it probably will. That must be too far away. Well, anyway, this is ended so in favor of the side I thought was getting destroyed. I mean, this side's still barely leaving any destruction behind it. I mean, if you look at the lines, the side that lost still looks like the side that took the least amount of damage. But, as this side comes to the conclusion of their catapults, I mean, it's just it's a different game now. What a battle. I think this is one of the best battles I've ever done. And I don't know how it's happened this way, but it's definitely one of the best battles I've ever done. Well, the last stand of the catapults are all going to be firing in one spot now. Oh, there they go. Oh no. Bang. There they go. They won. The side that I thought was losing was won. And as you can see, like if I zoom out, look at the destruction. All that, I mean, some of it is from, you can sort of see where the other flank, like where they flanked around this side, and same with like this side over here. But you can see that the side that lost, which is the left side from this camera point of view, looks like they had less catapults, and they obviously lost. But look how many looks like they got destroyed on that side. And then they obviously rotate out for on a different line. But I still can't believe how this battle turned out. Just so drastically different to what I expected. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you enjoy this content and want to see more, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment on what you want to see in the future. But for now, I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Absolute insanity.